Irens likes its pralines. There's some of the places that's decorated. Here we are, going for our first exploration in the daytime of New Orleans. Yeah, because we have discovered it's quite cold this morning. I think it's about 2 or 3 degrees when we got up, and it might be a few degrees warmer now. But yeah, so we're headed down to go and have a look at Bourbon Street. It's pretty quiet out on the street today so far. Yeah, we're going to go have a bit of a look, see what's going on. Fairly infamous, and should be coming up soon. So a couple of streets up, only that much. New Orleans has this French architecture. It's in the French Quarter. Lots of wrought iron verandas, big windows. So we were looking for Bourbon Street with Angie and I, looking this way and that way. We wanted up and down this street, and yeah, we couldn't find a blinking place. Anyway, we just realised that the street we've been wandering up and down aimlessly is actually Bourbon. I might say we didn't Google Maps it until we thought, wow, where is this street? And we're standing in it. So this is part of Bourbon Street we're looking at in the daytime. But yeah, fairly infamous street in New Orleans. Mostly for jazz and bars and drinking and things like that. Pretty quiet at the moment. No surprise there. We were wandering along it the whole time. There it is. Silly us.
Disney, what's it called? The jazz picture.
Yes. It does look, remind me a bit. Not often you have a jazz band playing for breakfast. So this is our breakfast here. I got some grits and eggs, and Angie got a breakfast sandwich on a bagel. So the house has been done up nicely. We'd have a merry elfin Christmas.
Crazy with the elves, didn't she? I love it. I love it too.
So we got Jackson Square just behind us. We'll go and have a look at that later. The church. Some beautiful old buildings. And in front of us, Café Du Monde. Angie's and my favourite place to get beignets. We've been here before and it was, they are delicious. We'll show you later on. We'll get a nice hot coffee here as well. And we picked up some gloves. because the streets are freezing. Café Du Monde. Here it is through here. And the black chicory coffee has arrived with some beignets and water. It's about $12–13 for all that, so not too bad. Looks delicious. So we're doing a hop on hop off red bus tour. It was about $42 each, I think. Yeah. It takes about an hour 30 if you just sit on the bus, or of course you could just hop on and hop off whenever you want. And this is what the hop on hop off looks like. Oh, too cold. As you can see, everyone's cold in New Orleans, even the zombies are feeling it. And you're getting on. Hello.
That is the oldest continuously operated Catholic cathedral in the United States. Okay.
That's part of the French markets going by on the left-hand side of our bus.
They operate between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily. And coming up in front of us on the left and on their fences, so they don't get tagged with graffiti or for any reason. Many were entrepreneurs, and in this particular case, Claude Tremay, who owned all this property, all the way up to Canal Street actually, had it developed, and then when he started selling it, he only sold to other free people of color. And that's how Tremay got started back in 1850. The White House coming up on our right is the Jazz and Heritage Center. And just on the other side of the next building, we're going to look down the street, look up and back.
Big cultural differences. They didn't trust each other. So the street canal became a neutral ground, a place you could go and do. Next is Delphine on the left and Verona on our right. Look at this Ritz-Carlton Hotel on our left. Look above it. It was H.S. Krauss 5, 9, and 25 cent store. High end. It was 25 cents was the most expensive thing. The Americans, again, developed uptown, upriver on the right. Upriver, and they developed, and the Creole stayed in the French Quarter. But the whole length of Canal Street came into tough times with the advent of 6 acres. There's nothing holding up that roof other than the circumference of the building. They can fit 77,000 people in the Superdome for a football game. Now, next month we're going to be hosting our 11th Super Bowl. I guarantee you, with the price of those tickets, they're going to squeeze more than 77,000 people. For furniture, stuffing furniture, and also insulating houses. On days like today, you need to insulate. We just passed to a grocery store. On our left is the streetcar tracks. This is the oldest streetcar line in the United States. These tracks were laid in 1835. First streetcars were pulled by mules. On our left, this is the Elms Mansion, this big, beautiful Victorian home. It's a wedding event hall. Also on the next block, on our left, Christ Church Cathedral. This is the first non-Catholic church in Louisiana in 1804. From 18 up to 1803, all residents of Louisiana had to be Catholic. So if you wanted to take a streetcar, they're going to charge you.
So we stopped for our Central Grocery muffaletta, as recommended while we're on our bus tour. We'll see what it's like. Absolutely freezing out here. Angie and I are heading off to, what's it called?
Irene.
Irene's, which is just up here around the corner from our hotel. It's currently about 5 degrees in New Orleans.
1 degree.
It is really cold. This is something we weren't expecting. We're going to see if we can buy ourselves some thicker jackets tomorrow. We've got some gloves now. I might see if I can find myself a beanie too, just like young Angie. Anyway, onwards to tonight's meal at Irene's. It was recommended by one of the guides on the bus tour to go and have a try there. So that's where we're headed. Made a booking. I'm looking forward to some food. Yeah, that does sound nice. Here's the menu for tonight. I don't know how well you see it in the dark. There's two things Angie and I are discovering. The restaurants are really low lit, so it's really hard to see, and we probably need to bring our glasses with us. Some of the writing is tiny. So the atmosphere at Irene's is really nice here. It's a low lit restaurant. As I said, we've got a piano player playing some honky tonk in the corner, keeping us entertained. Beautifully decorated. So I've got myself a shrimp and crawfish fettuccine. That looks huge. I'm looking forward to that. And Angie got herself a fish. I can't remember the name of the fish. But it's got a sweet potato mash and that, what was it called? A drum. And green beans. Looks lovely. Sweet potato mash. And Angie and I are absolutely full up. So we're just going to end the night with a, what was it?
Jasmine tea. They didn't have peppermint tea, so we got jasmine.
And a jasmine and lemon teas. There we go. That's great. All right, and there's the Irene sign. Nice. We're out of here. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are for another day in New Orleans. It is wet. It is rainy. We're heading towards H&M. Go and buy a jacket, a thicker jacket. I
We
don't know
didn't think it would be this cold.
We didn't think it would be this cold.
Well, I don't need thick jackets. It won't be that bad. We've
And
been
it is.
really cold to the bone every day.
We spend usually the last hour or so, particularly once the sun's gone down, shivering the
Yeah.
whole time as we're walking. So hopefully we've been burning some calories keeping warm. But yeah, we've heard that, well, we read on the weather that Memphis is even colder at the moment. So we thought, right, we've got to get another layer of clothes. So we're off to get some jackets from H&M, and then we'll probably go and have a look at the French markets today. So yeah, bit of fun. We're still getting around, even though it is cold and wet. And here we are at H&M, looking around for jackets. And no surprise, Angela's found more than just a jacket. We've braved some of the weather, and we're heading down to a place that's called the Outlet Collection Riverwalk. Apparently there's a whole lot of outlets there and cheap clothing. Again, still in our search for a decent puffer jacket for Angie. I managed to find a rain jacket, which is keeping me plenty warm at the moment and dry. And I do believe we're headed over that way. In front of us is the river cruise. Looking very quiet today. I don't even know if it's on or open. We get on a paddle boat steamer and they have a jazz band, and yep, And in front of us is the outlet. And just outside, we're inside Café Du Monde. The mighty Mississippi rolls by. Look at the size of those beignets. With the Mississippi behind it. There it is. Recording the moment. Oh, beignets. This looks good. Here we are in Jackson Square. There's a picture of Jackson. He was involved in some war at some stage here. I could tell you the details. There's a sign back there which I'll show you of. There's a St Paul's Cathedral in the background. Here's quite a beautiful park. It's usually closed off at night. Yeah, I'll go and show you the sign while I'm here. Let's go back and have a look this way. This is what Angie and I currently look like. We look like two little Eskimos
In the middle of the snow.
in the middle of the snow. I'll have them beat me on the minute, but at the moment we're just trying to keep the rain out. So it's a funky look. We got gloves, we got everything. And that was the sound of the paddle boat steamer somewhere over there. She is. Paddle boat steamer leaving. Don't know whether you can see it. We wanted to do the paddle boat steamer, but not so much the wet. It's so cold today. Not as cold as yesterday. It was about 2 degrees yesterday at some stage. But it's still pretty darn cold today. Anyway, here's the sign all about Jackson Square. If you want to pause the video and read that one, you can. There you go. So we stopped at a place called Alberto's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been walking for a while. We're going to have some lunch. Got a huge choice of po' boys, muffalettas and salads and sandwiches. Yeah. We're currently in the French market, having a bit of a look. There's my little iceberg. She's sitting over here. Only place to eat is outdoors, and it's pretty chilly at the moment. I'm glad we decided to get our extra warm gear. So our 2 po' boys have just arrived. I got an andalouse sausage. That's pretty traditional for this way. And you got herself a turkey. It's got a bit of salad and it's warm. Hers one is grilled and I think mine's warm too. So looking forward to digging into those 2. Oh, she's getting into it. It's pretty darn cold, I can tell you, sitting out here. Oh, it's freezing.